Hello, BookTube, and we're back for another live. And there's already people here. It doesn't say there's anybody here, but there's comments. So that means, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden it pops up 3. So there's a lurker there somewhere.
Where are we going to put everybody?
Yeah, I got a 3-seater. But one seat's out in the kitchen. One part of it. So depends on who it is. They could sit on my lap, but I better not say that.
Well, Aaron, you mean? Oh.
He's a little too big.
So,
do you want to deal with the comments again, or do you mind? Or
can do. Evening, all. Evening, Aaron. Sean Mike is here. Sean Mick. Would you say Sean Mick or Sean Mike? What would you say?
Sean Mick, I think, because I wouldn't because the MIC is at the end, but I don't know. It may not even be close to even Mike or Mick, because it could be Mishk. I don't if it's I'm assuming
Sean
it's a
Mitch.
real name.
Yeah, or Sean Mitch.
Yeah. And so sorry if we butcher.
Sean is right.
So which one?
Sean is right. So what did you say, Sean?
I said Sean Mick, I think.
Sean Mick.
Sean Mick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, hello there. I finally made it live. Hope you guys are doing great. Yes, thank you. I think we are.
Yeah, they're pretty good at the moment. Yes.
Farah's here. Hello, Farah. Hello. Nice to see you too. I'm not sure I'd fit Mark. Gavin's here as well. Evening all.
Hello.
Maria's here too. Hello. Hello. And Helen's here. Hello, Sean, Mark, and everyone. So there we go. Quite a lot of people.
Yeah, I was just talking to Gavin earlier. He sent me a little link to sort of an Easter egg type thing, because we sort of talked about a few things in the past about hidden things in films and stuff, and this one was from the Buck Rogers of the 25th century, and I watched it when it first came out, and I caught it. It was like Buster Crabbe is in another spaceship shooting bad guys, and he played Buck Rogers and he played Flash Gordon, so he shows up on there and says, "Oh, I've been doing this before you were born, lad." So that was a good one. And the strange thing is, yeah, at 13 or whatever, I caught it. I remember watching that show. I could not watch it now, I don't think. I really just oh God, that's so childish.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that stuff. It was childish for me even then, you see. So
you weren't alive then, so.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's even already I was too mature for it before being born. So.
Well, because I don't know, that was 1979 or 78 or 79. So yeah, that was probably.
I was. If it was 79, I might have been gestating. So.
So you while you were gestating or born, I was living in Toronto, basically, supporting myself.
In 1980?
81 for sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you would only have been 16.
Not quite at that point. Or what I've been. Yeah, I would have been 16, yeah. I quit
school. You left home at 16, did you?
No, before that, sort of. But I quit school at 15. I was 15 when I quit school and then before going back when I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
Or 22, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do? How did you make a living?
I worked various places, anywhere. I did security guard for a while. I worked in a record shop. I worked in a bookshop. I worked in factories, warehouses.
I was kind of hoping you were going to say you worked in a comic book store.
No.
Oh,
no, I didn't.
That's a shame.
That was the one thing that I didn't do.
Yeah, it didn't have OnlyFans back in those days, did they?
No.
Fortunately.
sadly, my porn career crashed and burned very quickly. Well, this is something that I usually say with people. I usually say these are four professions that I tried and failed, and I go, archaeology, bookshop, rock star, porn star, and then they just started, huh? Because they don't. It's just I just do that to yank people's chain.
And if anyone's interested, you can look him up on the internet under shawndstandfast. So,
Or it could be something else, because I was talking to Mark Richardson. When I did archaeology, well, you use a trowel, a Marshalltown trowel, or at least that's the preferred one. And my first field school was like on rainy days, we would go see the ballet. Okay, that was the euphemism for a strip joint.
Ah, okay. I actually thought, wow, okay, you went to see the ballet. How nice.
Well, everybody went. The girls went, the guys went, everybody went. And I, for some silly reason, still had my trowel in my back pocket. I had it there, so I put it on the table, and it was like really near the stage, because that's all the space. I was a tiny place, and my trowel got picked up, and that trowel went places that trowels should never go.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say the girl leaned over and said, "Hey, Mr. Standfast, is that a trowel in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?" Oh dear. Gosh.
I still have that trowel.
Well, I don't know if there should be an age-appropriate warning or not on this live. If you do have little children watching, it's probably a good idea to send them packing off to bed, because Uncle Mark and Uncle Sean might talk about things that are not suitable for them. Yeah. So I did some reading today.
Yeah.
I did. I finished a book because, I'm doing Shorty September. I just put a video up about it. I read One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich.
Oh,
it was good. It was pretty good, actually. Not a big one. But, yeah, I mean, it is just the day in the life of Ivan Denisovich in a gulag. So, a little bit depressing.
I like Solzhenitsyn. I like him.
Yeah. Have you read this one?
Yeah. I've read the Gulag. I'd like to read his big, what's it called? The Wheel or something like that. It's like they're translating some of it. It's sort of a history of the Russian Revolution, but it's got the cancer ward and a whole bunch of other books that are all tied together, like August 1918 or whatever it was called. I'd love to.
The Red Wheel, is it, or something? Maybe
something like that. Yeah, it's Wheels in the title. I know.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was very good. I mean, I've read a few Gulag books in my time, and it's definitely up there. So, what have we got? After watching your live last night on Catch Up, I went down the "Who Do You Think You Are" rabbit hole. Yeah, there's some really good ones. If you get a chance, Helen, watch what's her name? Judi Dench. That was a really good one. I enjoyed that one. Judi Dench and Josh Widdicombe, I think his name is. I don't really know who he is, but those two had quite a good one. Amy's here. Hi, guys. Hi, Amy. And then Farah says, I read The Wind in the Willows because of your recent short video, Mark. I loved it. Oh, did you? That's good. Yeah, no, Wind in the Willows is a nice book. Charming read. So
yeah, just going back to I'm not going to talk about genealogical stuff this time for the whole thing, but I was just wanted to verify, because I mentioned that my grandfather's grandfather, who he's basically named after, lived in Scotland, and I found out where it was. It was Perth, and they had in 1871 census. They have a 10-room house with two servants. And then they were there in 1891. Or no, that was 1881. In 1891, they were still there. And then my great grandfather shows up in London in 1901 in a boarding house as a sort of a salesman of some sort. And then obviously he met my great grandmother. And then he buggered off to the United States in 1907. But he was born in 1970, so he's somewhere on the 1971 census, and I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure where he was living.
1971.
Sorry, 1870.
Yeah.
1871.
Yeah. Yeah, I had my great-grandpappy. He also had 2 servants, and I was surprised one of them was born in Ceylon, which I thought was quite nice. Something imperial about it, you know. So,
well, I kind of think that because I think it was in the South where he was, where my great grandfather was born, and then they went up because he was a Wesleyan minister. My great grandfather. So they moved. He was probably, told that's where he's got to go to preach. But I think the servants were born in that area, so they probably had the servants in their original place, and they just took them with them.
Oh, maybe. I watched the Sheila Hancock one. I haven't seen that one. I've just finished the audiobook of The Forbidden Territory by Dennis Wheatley. Nice. I've not read it. So that's what you've been doing mostly these days, is it?
Well, I can't. I've been trying to. That's why I was asking you, because I had seen the original, like a photograph or a PDF of the census. Now they're all behind. I can't find it anywhere without paying for the bloody thing, like paying for £8 a month or £20 a month, because they transcribe some of the stuff, and I know the name of the road where it was on in Perth, but I can't read, because when you blow it up, it's so small that it just blurs out, and I can't read anything else. I can't read it. They actually do they transcribe the name of the road, so I can then, but not the house number.
Yeah, I was doing that when I was looking at the censuses and I had the addresses. I had Google Maps open as well and was going to look at what the houses, what the houses looked like if they were still there. And yeah, some of them were. It was a very, very nice one. My grandmother was in Twickenham, I have to say, very nice townhouse. So I was like, whoa, that's a shame. I bet that's worth a pretty penny now.
Well, the thing is, he probably didn't own it. The chances are, because he's a Wesleyan minister, and it's probably, you've got a big family, however many children. Well, here's the house. They may have owned it. There might have been a church right beside it that he preached in.
Yes, maybe some kind of vicarage.
Yeah.
Helen says, reading my first Maigret for Shorty September. Well, what an absolute treat, Helen. I love Maigret. Are you reading the first one? I think is it Peter the Latvian is the first one? Yeah. Have you read Maigret, Sean?
Yeah.
Great fun, aren't they? He's such a cool detective.
Before I moved, at the old place, I bought I think about a dozen or 10 of the new translations in the order, and then I started reading them, and then I just because I was reading one a week or something like that. I think because it was easy enough, just an afternoon to read 120 pages or whatever it was,
Yeah, I mean, he's written so many Maigrets. I think you could do a Shorty September and a Shorty October and even part of a Shorty November. So just by reading Maigrets.
Yeah, it's almost 100. Like you could do the same thing with P.G. Wodehouse. You could just, because his stuff is really quick, you could read in an afternoon. You could read 30 P.G. Wodehouse books, which would probably be, you'd get tired of it because it's the same plot over and over. But I had the idea of just starting on my collection, not really organizing them other than maybe the Jeeves and Worcester ones in order of chronology and Blandings, but just every Sunday that it would be a Wodehouse Sunday.
No, you need to do Wodehouse Wednesdays. I mean, you don't work, so you might as well do it on a Wednesday.
I suppose so. Or any day, yeah.
Wodehouse Wednesday.
I was trying to get back to when I was in Canada and at university and stuff, because Sundays were the day that I didn't do any homework. I didn't do anything like that, schoolwork. I'd come home from doing my security guard job at like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m., but usually 7, just after 7. I'd sleep for 3 or 4 hours. I'd make something to eat, but I'd read all day. And then, like at 7 o'clock on PBS, there'd be things like there was Masterpiece Theater. They played stuff, Mystery that was hosted by Vincent Price. And then, like upstairs, downstairs later, Rumpole was on at various times. It was just a whole evening of British stuff, and I really loved those days because I didn't do anything else except that.
The Saint-Fiacre Fair. I don't know if I've read that one. I can't remember. I've read quite a few now. So Sundays are made for Woodhouse, but Wednesday for the alliteration. Yeah. I'm upset though because I found out they made a brief short series. I think it's only like 4 episodes of May Gray a few years ago. With Rowan Atkinson as May Gray, and it looked like it might be quite good.
Yeah, people said it's really good. I like the Michael Gambon one.
Yeah,
and then there's the one in the 50s, which I've never seen.
they're all on YouTube. You can watch those.
The British one,
the British 1950s one, yeah. And the French one as well.
Yeah, I've never seen either. My friend in Canada bought it came out as a limited box set of on Blu-ray or DVD of the.
I think you can watch the Michael Gambon ones on YouTube as well, even.
Yeah, I enjoy those, but yeah, there was somebody else that I was talking to that loved the Mr. Bean ones.
Monsieur Bean.
But I said, well, you got to watch the Gambon ones, and they just immediately just said, oh, they couldn't watch it any more than like 5 minutes. He was horrible and all this stuff. And I would go, like all this stuff of like vitriol that was coming out, going, okay, you don't like it, that's fine, but I don't think it's bad.
Farah says Sunday evenings with PBS sounds wonderful.
Oh yeah, it was great then. Like it started usually at 7 o'clock with something like, I remember Just William, and then something else for half an hour. At 8 o'clock, I think, was a nature program, which usually was brought over from Horizon or something like that. It usually was a British nature program. I think, well, it was actually called Nova, I think it was, or I'm maybe mixing up with the nature program called Nature, but they had both. And then 9 o'clock, something like that. 9 o'clock was Mystery, I think, with Vincent Price, and they'd play British mysteries. And then Masterpiece Theater, which was the dramas. And then at 11 o'clock, I think, usually for a long time, they were doing upstairs, downstairs. So,
I mean, in my youth, I remember Sunday evenings, the dread for every school child, the soundtrack to their misery on a Sunday evening was always the Antiques Roadshow tune, because of course it reminded everybody that it's Sunday and it's school again tomorrow. But then I think they used to have like Antiques Roadshow, and then they would have something like Lovejoy on as well. I used to like watching Lovejoy as a kid, and all those kind of things. But yeah,
I didn't see Lovejoy until the early 90s, I think it was, when one of the newer stations popped up that started buying a lot of British stuff, but it had commercials at that point. I still liked it, but it just I miss the PBS stuff without the commercials.
I think Lovejoy was, I think it was out in the early 90s, wasn't it? Or maybe it started in the very late 80s, but I thought around 89, 90, but definitely they were still putting out series when I was watching it. I'm quite
I think they were,
when it came out. Lovejoy.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
What?
No. There's a band called Lovejoy, and it's a 2021, and I'm like, what? They're bringing out a new one? It's outrageous.
They actually did, I think, do a new one.
1986 to 1994. So there you go. Yeah. Farah remembers Nova. Helen, Sunday evening, Songs of Praise. No, I don't agree. I think it's the Antiques Roadshow. Do 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 do
I
do
think I don't know if they played it on American channels, but
do. Sorry.
they played it definitely on CBC. I think it was in Canada, so that's
Hmm.
where I would have thought. And as Gavin
Yeah,
and I were talking,
my sister still can't listen to it to this day. She flees the room every time the soundtrack comes on. So I Lovejoy. Yeah, it was good. I like Lovejoy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know when that was played. Like I said,
84,
it was on one of the
86
new.
to 94.
No, I mean what day? What day it
Oh,
was played? Because it was on one of the new channels that came out. Like there was one called Vision, which was a religious channel, and they started playing a lot of British stuff. And I think they just bought it because they thought it was uh, religious stuff because they actually play Father Ted. And I'm going,
oh dear.
yeah, I'm not too sure. And then what's the other one with Mannering or
Dad's
Mainwaring?
Army.
Yeah, but I mean the one where he plays the Catholic priest.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they played that, and then I think they played the All Gas and Gators or whatever, the TV show version of that.
Father Ted, brilliant. So here you're a racist now, Father.
Yeah, there's a black mark on the window, and he's screaming at them.
What is the church's position on that?
Yeah, did you hear that the Graham Linehan was arrested as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy times. Crazy. We'll be careful not to talk about a certain subject there, haven't we? So,
Yeah.
although I will touch on it briefly as you brought up Linehan. So, I was actually surprised today by the radio because I listen to LBC every morning, and I was actually surprised at the number of people who were not negative about those events. I was expecting it, but actually, like loads of them were like, and I was like, oh. So there we go. That's all we'll say on that. Although I see lots of protests in London today, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Like
Thousands
I
of
haven't
people.
looked. I haven't looked to see. I don't know what it's about. There's always something that would be an ecumenical matter. Yeah.
Be an ecumenical matter there, Father. Would you like a cup of tea for I will? Go on.
Go on.
Go on, go on, go on. Oh
Like
dear.
if Brian Lanahan or not Brian Lanahan, what's his name?
Graham.
Graham Lanahan was actually a Catholic, I'm sure he was probably excommunicated after that.
Yeah, it's funny though, because you can be Graham Lynham, but then so many people were pronouncing it Linehan. I thought, okay, that was probably more Irish.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Father Ted's brilliant. I mean, he also did IT Crowd, which is quite funny.
I didn't like that at all.
Uh,
I thought that was just absolutely horrid. Like I only recently knew that he did that because that was after his arrest. He said, "Oh, he did this." Like I saw in a thing, and I'm going, "Did he?
he,
That's horrible." And
he
then,
did Black Books, but I don't remember getting into that one really.
yeah, that was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And I didn't even realize he did that either.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, my favorite character on Father Ted was Father Jack.
Drink,
Girls, ours.
feck.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I need to sit down and watch it. Everyone does rave about it, so
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, I just go, yeah, it was fun, but it's like it doesn't have the impact of Father Ted. I don't think that's what he's going to be remembered for, good or bad.
it's just so sad. I mean, I remember when he died, old Father Ted, I guess, but I can't
Yeah,
remember the actor's name now. Dermot Morgan, was it? Maybe I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
But it was just so sad because we used to always sit down on a Friday night and watch the new Father Ted. And I think it was a Friday night, maybe when he passed away. I seem to remember having it on in the radio in the kitchen and having a nice Chinese takeaway as I was listening to it, going, "Oh no, that's a shame." Oh, I do miss a good Chinese takeaway. I tell you, that is one negative about living here in the middle of nowhere. So,
I've never had a Chinese takeaway. I've only had Chinese food in a restaurant. I've never had a delivery or a takeaway or went to take it away or anything. Never have.
You've not lived. I mean, look, I'm literally living in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There we go. I've got to be careful though, because just over there in that brush there is there's a deer moved in, living there. Like, I go out, I open the front door, and then I hear this like, and like the trees part, and the deer kind of sticks his head out and then goes back. So we've got a little house there, I guess.
Oh, you got a freezer? Some medicine.
Oh, he's my neighbor. He's my neighbor, eh? So, not really, Helen. Not really, if I'm honest. If I'm brutally honest. I mean, a good fish and chips is nice, but for me, if I had to choose only one takeaway in Britain, it would be a Chinese every day, all day. Although the occasional Indian is nice, and very occasionally fish and chips. But I think I used to mostly go for chicken and chips. I think.
Yeah, there is a fish and chips in where I live here in this little village, but they don't deliver. They're pretty good actually. Their chips are really good, and then their fish is okay. Like when Aaron's been here, he goes and gets it for me because I can't get to it even how close it is. Like there's even now, I think, just at the end of my street and around the corner, 2 houses around the corner, there's a doctor's office there, and I'm going, hey, that's kind of cool. That's really close. I can't get there. but yeah, there's another fish and chips in the village, or the little, I guess it's still a village, but to me it's a town. But for British standards, it's not a town. There's a fish and chips, and they all of a sudden prices went sky high, and they want like £4 for delivery, or £4.50 to come a mile, and I'm going, or less than a mile. That's just ridiculous. And their fish was always a little too soggy for me, and the chips were okay, but yeah, the chips at this place where I'm at here, the one there, they're good. They're good. And,
so what's for dinner tonight then? Because I know you haven't had your shopping delivered yet. So are you?
No, I just ate something before I came on. It was a can of tomato soup and a couple of slices of bread. Soak it up.
Okay, all right then. Heinz, Campbell's.
Yeah, Heinz. Yeah, I've actually, because I bought some, they were on sale, and then I've ordered one can of Tesco's tomato soup to see what that's like. Because I don't know if I've ever had it. But there's something else, because it was canceled. I watched a little video about British food from the 50s to 60s that people no longer eat. And I've always seen these canned pies, they're
like the Fraben sauce.
Exactly. And I thought, oh, gross. The whole idea of that was horrible. But then I've never seen it. Nobody's ever told me anything about it. And then I saw on here, they showed it, and I go, that looks good. So I've ordered a chicken one and a steak one because they were on sale for £2. I added that because I had to get it redone. And if they're good, then that'll be great, because every other frozen one that I've got is like horrible. The only time I ever have pies like that are when I go to the pub, and I haven't gone to the pub in over a decade. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some fish shops do pies. Does that one not do a pie?
Oh, they're just a pack of pies, and I don't like them. Unless they make it themselves. If it's just the normal ones you buy in the store, I love Heinz tomato soup. Like I eat, and I'll drink it like a liquid as well if I don't have anything to put in it.
I didn't try a single bite of Chinese food until my 20s. So what was that, Farah? About 3, 4, 5 years ago. I couldn't believe how good it was, and that no one had offered it to me in all those years. Yeah, that sounds like child abuse to me. Not getting Chinese food until you're in your
Well, that's
20s.
it's the same as this phrase or fries bento things. If they're really good, and I've complained about all the store bought pies to everyone I speak to if it gets to that thing, and nobody has ever suggested that. Nobody, because I just thought in a can you have to be you're having a laugh. It can't be good, but it looks damn good.
I don't know. I mean, I want to say I might have tried one in my time, but if I did, it didn't stick out as being, particularly amazing. But you're not a Cornish pasty fan, then, are you, or are you?
Sometimes, but again, stuff that I've bought, unless I go into like a
Oh
takeaway
no!
thing.
If you go to Morrison's, for example, I don't know what they're like now. I'm talking about when I was at university, so it's 20 years ago. But Morrison's fresh baked bakery place would do them Cornish pasties, pies, and stuff. Oh my god, they were very good,
Oh
very
yeah,
good.
I'm sure they are. It's like they're all these places they do the rotisserie chicken as well, and most of those are pretty good. But you can't get that stuff delivered. They don't deliver that stuff.
Oh, gross. Helen was eating Heinz tomato soup along with custard and rice pudding. Ugh, together.
Yeah,
Who would have that? Uh,
unless she means it's comfort food like custard and rice pudding.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe now that would make more sense. I don't know who would eat tomato soup with custard and rice pudding. But I used to like. It's not very good. It probably did. Now we're probably giving away our secrets to putting on weight, probably. But I used to like very much having a tomato soup with a toasted cheese sandwich.
Yeah, cheese on toast. That's something I never did. If I did anything, it was a grilled cheese sandwich in a frying pan.
A soup?
When I did do
No.
that, but
In the frying pan. Okay, I'm not that bad.
yeah, it's you take two slices of bread, you butter the outsides, and you put the butter down, you put the cheese on, and then you put the other one with the butter up, and you fry it until it fries like crispy, and then you flip it over and you do the same and
It's
melt the
basically a
cheese in the middle.
fried bread sandwich
Yeah,
rather than
yeah,
toasted.
yeah.
Mm. Mm.
It's called a grilled cheese sandwich, but you're not grilling it; you're frying it.
Well, oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Uh, ugh, those pies in a tin, grim.
They look good, so I'm giving them a try because they look good. Because I can't find anything else. Like I say, but all the fresh stuff, it's like the M&S. Every time went home from work in Bedford, and it was by taxi, and if I stopped in at the M&S gas station or a petrol station, and they had an M&S, the sausage rolls they had there were to die for. And then everybody told me about Greg's sausage rolls and how great they are. I noticed, like, after I moved in here, like even Aaron said they're great. I ordered some for delivery. God, they were horrible. They were one of the worst things I've ever had. So I don't know why that is. The M&S ones over the counter, like that they did there, were fabulous.
You're definitely in the minority on the Greg's one. I don't remember eating them myself, or at least when I did, I don't think they were anything to write home about. But everybody goes on about them. Also, the steak bake as well apparently is very famous. They're always talking about it.
I don't know.
Never tried it, but yeah.
Another thing that I miss, and I miss it after I left Toronto in like 1989, was Jamaican patties. They're like a Cornish pasty, like there's just a half moon pastry thing. Oh, and those are good, but they are popular, I guess, even here. I did look them up because I was talking to somebody else, and we were mentioning those, and they can still buy them where they are in the States, but I couldn't buy them. Like when I went to Kitchener in Canada, nobody had them, so I'd given up having them, and I haven't had them in like since 1989. But apparently, you could buy ones here, and I don't know how they're going to be frozen, I guess.
When I was at university, a good friend of mine, his parents were from Sri Lanka, and his mum used to make, sounds like something similar. They were like small Cornish pasties, and they were stuffed with basically kind of like almost like a fish paste curry. And they sound like they would be horrible, but they were bloody delicious. You know, homemade. She used to make them, and I guess all the, you know, proper Sri Lankan spice or whatever. But, you know, and it got to the point where, like, you know, he would come back from home and he would have some for him, and his mum would have some for me. So, you know, because I liked them. Very nice. So a few years ago, Mark. Okay, I thought so, Farah. I thought so. Tomato soup and grilled cheese is a big combo here. Amy says that's how I make my grilled cheese too. That's like you, Sean, with frying it there. I've heard people these days start using mayonnaise instead of butter because it actually gets a better, I don't know, flavor, better taste. It's because it's almost a bit like an egg wash. I don't know exactly, but a lot of people swear by it. I'm not sure I prefer it. Helen loves the Cornish pasty, especially when peppery. Yeah, me too. The pepperier, the better. And Mick, Jamaican patties are available in most British supermarkets.
I still got time to add something. Maybe I'll add something else. I can still spend a couple pounds.
You got to see what they look like. Like, really, I'm not Jamaican.
And one thing that I've done here, like I say, I've never ordered Chinese, but I've ordered Indian, but only in Bedford, or I tried. But then when I was working, there was one when we were at home working, somebody suggested a place and it was good. I ordered a Indian takeaway since I lived here last year at some point. Bloody horrid. They took it to the wrong address, first of all. And then there were supposed to be samosas. The samosas were the size of that, you know, they were so small and there was nothing in them. And they were like hard as a rock. They were worse than you buy Iceland little samosas. And it was expensive. And it was like absolutely horrid. And they had rave or ratings and people saying how great this place was.
It sounds like you are, you know, not living in the best place for food then, for gourmet.
No, it took a while because all you could get delivery here when I first moved in was the chip shop, Domino's, and McDonald's. Now I can order, which is good. I can order from Morrison's, Asda, Iceland. Like I can order like 10 or 15 pounds worth of stuff. It's a little more expensive, but I can order from there. And then there's now several Indian places. There's several pizza places. Oh no, there wasn't.
Do you think you just like to be difficult though? Because I noticed whenever everybody else says something is great, either you're just really unlucky and like you get the crap version of it, or you're just like, nah, it's rubbish.
No, I just don't like it. It's like if this is how Greg's is all the time, then I'm not going to Greg's again. But I would try going to a Greg's walking in.
Was it like this before you know, obviously I guess your sense of taste has improved, but was it like this before you lost it? That you would have so many awful experiences, or do you think it is because?
Well, yeah, there's type like Domino's pizza. I always hated Domino's pizza, and people love it. To me, I'd rather eat the box than Domino's pizza. A Domino's pizza is horrible. I've had it on 3 continents, so then it's absolutely horrible.
I struggle to see much. I mean, if you get a very good pizza, I can tell the difference. But if I'm putting up Domino's against, I don't know, Pizza Hut against somebody else like that, I could barely see any difference. I think for me personally, I wouldn't know the difference between Domino's or you know, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, like the best pizza I've ever had was back in Kitchener, in Canada. It was just on the border between Kitchener and Waterloo, and it was a Chinese family ran it. And it was the best pizza. People would drive because they wouldn't deliver outside the place. People would drive in to buy it. And they obviously closed up. I don't know why or whatever at some point. My friend told me. But they're the best pizza ever that I've ever had. And they're not Italian, you know, so you wouldn't have thought that. And the pizza place that I do occasionally have ordered from here, that's in, I think, Saltburn, it's not very good. It's just like you can just taste it by I'm limited in taste, but the texture just doesn't seem right either, you know.
I don't know. I think we have to change the subject because I'm off eating all this stuff now, so I can't eat it all, and there's not the option to do so anyway. So it's kind of driving me a bit mad thinking about it. Thinking about it all, I'm salivating. You know.
Well,
But
I'm going to look up the Jamaican patties to see if I can get something cheap and see.
I mean, my
'Cause
dinner
that's-
was mackerel, spinach, and some other vegetables, and that was that. So, and it was at 4:30 because I have to stop eating before 5:30. So I'm doing this like diet window, but it's all right. I mean, I've lost 10 kilos, over 10 kilos in what, about 5 weeks, 4 weeks. So,
Well, I screwed up today
deadly.
because I should have ate something in the morning when I took my medication, like I should,
Mhm.
because my stomach just didn't do too well. But I just ate before we came on. That was
Mm,
my first time eating since probably about 8 o'clock last night. So,
mm, mm.
um, so I'll probably be hungry again somewhere around midnight, which
Order a Greg's.
not at midnight. I think the only thing that's open at that point is McDonald's,
Or the
and
kebab. You have a kebab shop?
not for delivering. I don't think. Um, but yeah, the McDonald's, and I might as well just save time, order it, and then just go to the toilet and plunk it in the toilet and flush it, and then I'm saving the middleman there
Oh,
if I do
Jesus.
McDonald's.
Mayo would be a crime. The buttery crispiness of the bread is necessary.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I use mayo in my wraps as a seal. Well, yeah, I understand using mayo. I don't like the idea of cooked mayo. I think that's what grosses me up. I
Yeah.
see so many people use it now to make toasted sandwiches. It's like, ugh. I've always fancied trying poutine.
Poutine.
But I guess, yeah, poutine would be something a bit ruder. Poutine, but I guess it's a Canadian thing and not available here in Britain. I think it is ranked as one of the absolute worst things you can eat, though, health-wise.
Is it? Oh, but it's good.
Are you
It's fabulous.
gonna say, oh, it's good, yeah? Is it really good?
It's fabulous though. But the
Mhm.
thing is, somebody that I knew about 10 years ago, or at least talked to on Twitter, and he was saying he was going to Canada and he was asking me what to eat. And I said, well, try poutine. And I explained it to him. He thought it was gross. I said, just try it. He loved it. And then when he came back, he
It's
was
gravy and cheese curds, isn't it?
yeah, but he says you can't buy cheese curds here in the UK, like commercially, because they use it for something else. You can't buy cheese curds here in the
Well,
UK. I don't know if that's true.
just get some cottage cheese and strain out the liquid, and then you've got the
No,
curds.
that's not it. That's not it.
You can get cheese curds here for sure, so you can probably do it here. But I don't know though. No, it doesn't sound particularly healthy. Do you think you ought to have dinner before you do live streams? Well, we both have, so at
Yeah.
least you know. Although Sean's was more like, I don't know what the breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner abbreviation is, but that's probably more like it, I guess. But yeah. Greg's is not gourmet, that's for sure. That's amazing. Congrats, Mark. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a hard journey, but it's also been a weird journey because I don't know if people notice I don't wear my glasses anymore because my eyesight seems to have improved since I've been eating a ton of vegetables and taking all these kind of healthy supplements. I can't really I certainly can't wear my glasses to read. I can't see it. It's all fuzzy. And I can also see, better further away for the first time since I was like 14, which is really weird. Poutine is wonderful. If the curds don't squeak, it isn't right. So,
No, it is wonderful. And basically, I guess, well, Mark Richardson says in Vermont, they're like you can get poutine there, and they go up apparently they go up to Canada to learn how to do it correctly, to make it correctly. The chefs.
well, it's not very far, is it?
No, but yeah, but I don't know. That's why I say, like, I was told that you can't buy the curds here because they do something else with the curds. I don't know what. I can't remember what he said they do with them. But
I remember you talking about the eyesight. That's really incredible. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But I'm not going to complain. So, well, I'm going to complain because I did spend like 300 quid on a new pair of glasses about 4 months ago. So a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I need to get my eyes because I'm just reading. I'm using my reading glasses all the time.
Specsavers will come to your house.
If that's the case, then I'll have to set that up. But I'll have to see how much it'll cost to buy them. That's the thing. Because I don't think I can get. Might be able to get some assistance or something like that, but it'll be so low that they're like usual. I've had this problem before where for a certain price you can't get ones that'll fit properly.
Just get two magnifying glasses and sellotape them around your head.
Yeah. But I've got to do that. And then the other thing is this week, but I haven't got the letter from my cardiologist yet where he's saying that I need to be put on the injections, and he hopes the doctor will actually do it because the doctor's saying, well, it's not them, it's the weight loss people or whatever. But now apparently doctors can prescribe it themselves. So why isn't the doctor just prescribing it? So, and I'm going to have to, pressure them for that.
Of course, no Fray Bentos tinned pies if you're on the weight loss drug.
Well, occasionally, yeah, like anything like that, you can occasionally have stuff if you want to. Like you don't eat it daily, but if you want to have like one a week or something like that, and that's all you have, that's not going to make any difference. If you're eating well for everything else. And that is the one thing that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to figure out a way of trying to get fresher food. Like every time I order vegetables, like from Tesco's or any of these places, they only last for a day or two. They're rotten.
Get frozen vegetables. You're not losing anything by having frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables are just as.
Where do you put it?
In the freezer.
Yeah, you don't have a freezer that is big enough to put anything in.
Right. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these cheat days necessarily. I think for me, it's one of these things where, but this is just for me.
Cheat day. It's just
for me in that I would kind of reward myself at the end of my journey, as it were. Because I don't know. I still think if you eat something like that, you are kind of not stepping back entirely, but you are not losing weight as quickly as you would otherwise. So,
Yeah, well, the thing is, how many calories is it? That's the thing. And if like there's things like, okay, if it's only 600 calories for something like that, then you just don't eat anything else that day, or you add something. You keep you within your calories.
Yeah, but
you're not having enough for it to affect anything else.
It's not good calories. It's not, the nutritional value isn't that good.
Yeah, but one day is not going to do something. And the thing is,
to each their own. I'm just talking about my own preference.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, the people that don't do that and have something that they really like occasionally you always backstep. You always go off your thing and then go back to bad eating. It always happens.
I didn't while I was doing it, but yeah, obviously I went back eventually, and hence I'm on the journey again. But that's that's another matter. But I think I don't know. I'm not. But as I say, each to their own. Helen obviously agrees with you. Oh no, hang on, no. What she said, cheat days for me open the floodgates and the cravings are back. That's it, Helen. That's how I feel. It's much easier for me to, once I've gone without, to continue to go without rather than tempt myself because I know.
See that's a big problem to call it a cheat day. To me, it would be just it's part of your eating habits.
Yeah, but I know
something like that in there.
This is why these things are very subjective or whatever. Yourself, and I know that perhaps I wouldn't want just one Fray Bentos pie, or I wouldn't want just one whatever it is. So I have to be careful and think. I can't do that. If you've got better willpower, then that's great. Someone I work with is on the injections. It's incredible. She is shrinking before my eyes. It definitely works. But Helen, it only works with a good diet, doesn't it? It doesn't work. Eating sweets.
This is the thing. It still will work without good diet because that'll help it. But see, the injections do a whole bunch of stuff that no other good eating will not do. And it would
No,
just
but every single person I've heard on it, because they've obviously done a lot on the radio. Every single person who was on it and successful said it is also a case of changing your lifestyle and your eating habits and eating healthily.
Yeah, but you could change your lifestyle and eating habits and still not lose the weight, but with the or not very well, but with the injections.
I'm talking about
really
with the
makes a difference.
injection. I'm talking
But
about
I'm
these
saying,
people saying you have to eat like that with the injection.
yeah, but you don't. But you do to a certain extent. But what I'm saying is, it does other things that even if you don't eat well, you'll still lose weight, but not to the extent of that if you eat well with it, because then it just compounds the goodness. But you see, that's the problem that I'm going to have, is I'm going to have to figure out how to get other food and not on like buying one every 2 weeks or something like that. I'm going to have to start ordering food every like week or every 4 or 5 days to get stuff. And if I order it from Tesco's, that's a minimum 50 pounds order every time, or you pay extra for delivery. So I have to figure out some way of doing this, that I don't order a big thing. I just order a little bit every 4 or 5 days.
But you won't have to do it for very long, because you'll be losing weight and then you'll be able to go to the shops.
Well, I could go to the shop here, but I don't think it has much. But I can't.
You will be able to. So, like, it's a nice situation. If you're on it, you're obviously going to lose weight. Once you lose that weight, while you're on it, it's going to get easier over time, and you won't have to rely on the delivery. You'll be able to get up, go to the shops, go shopping, and buy the fresh produce or whatever it is you need.
Hopefully, but you see, with my other health issues and long COVID, that is not necessarily going to happen. It'll make things easier, but there's people that weigh the weight of my arm that have the long COVID, that have the problems I have. They'll just collapse because they just lose all strength. So
I'm sure that you will see some benefits from it.
Oh, I never said I won't. I will see benefits.
And I think that will be one of them. I think that will be one.
It will be. It'll make it easier, but it still means that I have to be careful, because it's not gonna fix the other issues that I have. It'll just make it easier to manage those, because it will allow me to get out for a little bit, and then if I do need to sit down, I can sit down on the ground.
You don't know that. I wouldn't expect that. Something's changed and fixed my eyesight somehow.
Yeah, but it's not going to change. If I have the long COVID issues, it's not going to touch those. If they go on their own, that's a different way. It's not going to touch those.
But what if you have the long COVID issues because you got it through being, having other health issues? And if you remove those other health issues, you might lose long COVID. I don't think people know enough. I don't think people know enough about long COVID yet to say that it can't be taken away with good diet.
Basically, if you let me finish, what I'm saying is that the benefit will be that right now, if I go out, I can maybe walk 10 feet, and then I'll need to sit down somewhere. And then I could do that if I have somewhere to sit down. I cannot sit down on the ground now because it's almost impossible for me to get up. But you see, if I'm lighter, that if I do need to sit down and collapse, it's easier for me to get up. That's the benefit. It doesn't mean that it's going to get rid of that. It just means that it'll be easier for me to deal with the other issues. Hopefully.
It might also improve it, because, of course, if you're thinking of collapsing because you can't breathe because of pressure on your lungs because of long COVID, then by obviously
that's not why you collapse with the long COVID thing. That has nothing to do with the breathing.
So what is it then?
Nobody knows.
So
Nobody knows why all of a sudden you lose your strength, like snapping your fingers. Mm-hmm. And it has nothing to do with the breathing per se. It has nothing to do with your weight, because people of all weights and low weights are doing that. And some people can't even walk 5 feet without doing this. I'm not as bad as some people. Some people are really bad that are basically in wheelchair because of this, because they can't walk around. And it's long COVID that's done that. And it's not because they're overweight. It's not because they're breathing. They might have breathing difficulties, but that person may not. It's there's something else that's going on, and they don't know why that this is happening. And losing the weight doesn't mean it's going to get rid of it.
Still a good thing to do. For your
Yeah,
other health.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, like, you seem to think that, and a lot of people, I lose weight, I'll be perfectly healthy.
No, I didn't say that, but you will be healthier.
Yes, but I'm not going to fill my head with things of saying that I can do X, Y, and Z after, because I know there's a chance that I can't. So I'm not going to set myself up for failure.
But
all I know is that it'll make things easier. It'll allow me to do things that I can't do now, and that is the benefit. Anything else on top of that is gravy.
If you let me finish, the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction, Sean, you've got to be positive about these things.
Positive thinking is bullshit.
All right.
What is, and in a lot of cases, it's bullshit, because you can't change positive thinking. I want $1 million. I want £1 million. I'll positive think it. I'll get the £1 million. No, you won't.
All right, but
sorry.
It can't. These psychological things can have impacts on your health, though. So you never know.
Only if you let it. Only if you let it.
Well, you don't want to let it. You don't want to let positivity.
No, usually it's the negative that it has the effect on, not the positive.
All right.
Usually.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be positive for you. I'm going to say, if you get on those drugs within 6 months, we're going to see you doing the Eric Morecambe skip down the road as you head off to do your daily shop. So,
Well, there's no way that I could, because there's no way I could do like the by the sounds of the shop that's in the village here is pretty shite.
All right, okay.
If you want milk, bread, you got it. Or crisps or pop or stuff like that, they got it.
Let's go to the comments. There's a lot of psychology involved in how we see food, Sean. There we go. And
yes, I'm not saying that. All I'm doing is what I'm trying to do is to not set myself up for failure. That's the only thing that I'm doing. It's like if I can get out and walk to the end of my street and then rest a little bit and come back, that, to me, if I could do that by spring, I'll be happy.
That'd be great. The only way I could give up soda was to completely stop drinking it for a year. Now I can just have one per week, and I feel like I cured the habit. I almost never have it now, I have to say, Farah. I really almost never have it now. It's very rare. Usually if I'm out and I don't want to drink, or if I'm in a restaurant, I might have it. But it's very rarely in the house. And I used to drink it too, but I just now drink pretty much only water, tea. That's about it. I don't even drink fruit juice now because it's so high in sugar.
Do you put sugar in tea?
I'm sorry?
Do you put sugar in your tea?
No. I used to when I was younger, but not. I'm done for
I can't.
years.
See, that's the thing. I stopped drinking tea because I can't drink tea without sugar in it. It's just it's horrible.
Well, but I'm drinking. I mean, I do sometimes drink breakfast tea now, but I'm drinking mostly green tea with matcha. I always get it wrong. What's the ointment and what's the tea? Chamomile tea.
Yeah. Well, chamomile's okay. Green tea, I wouldn't be able to drink because it can affect medications. So you shouldn't drink if you're taking medications. You shouldn't drink green tea. You shouldn't take. You shouldn't eat grapefruits and stuff like that, or grapefruit juice.
I take medication and drink green tea.
You shouldn't, because it can cause problems. There can be problems. So to me, it's best not to be a problem with it.
Interesting. I have to be very careful with food. I'm 5'0", so I could become like a bull very quickly. Let me finish. It's like The Apprentice. One day at a time, Sean. Positivity goes a long way. We will all be positive for you, Sean. You just have to believe anything is possible, because it is. Small changes will make a difference. I love fizzy.
Not the, yeah, okay. That's
What?
that's a different philosophy. I think that's something that people have been brainwashed into. There's only certain things you either it will happen or it won't, and you do have to put work in to work towards it. But you can think it all you want, and it's still not going to happen if it's not going to happen. Too many things outside of people's control. You do what you can, you do the best you can, and whatever will be will be.
My God, I'm depressed. I want to go off and
No, to me, that's the thing. I don't understand it. To me, that makes me more positive, if anything, because it's like I know what can be in my control, and anything else. Why worry about it? Why worry about these things that you have no control over? You can't control those things. Do what you can with what's in your control.
Mm.
And I think if people did that, they'd be much happier.
Mm. I love Fizzy Farah. I love Fizzy Farah too. What is that? Some kind of drink? Sounds like no. To be fair, there's punctuation there. I keep a picture of cold tea in my fridge. Now, is that sweetened or unsweetened tea, Amy? Is it just natural? Because I remember being quite surprised when I went to live in Japan and had iced teas, and they were, to all intents, unsweetened completely. It was literally tea that was cold, which at first was a shock, but I grew to really like it. So unsweetened, yeah, good.
Yeah, I can't see. That's the thing. It's to me, it's just I don't drink. If I'm gonna have tea, it has to have sugar in.
You just have,
And what?
well, just don't drink tea.
That's exactly what I do now.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do. I think sugar is just, I don't know. I think it's such a bad thing. I do feel so much better that when I'm not eating it. I'm on 2 occasions in my life now. This is the second where I've given up eating it, and it's amazing how much better you feel. You feel clearer.
This is the thing that I still drink some fizzy drinks, but I try to do, like, if I get it, I get like the Tesco's ginger beer stuff that has sweeteners in it, which is not good for you anyway, but there's no sugar in it. I don't add sugar to anything that I have. I don't I've still got I've got a 2-pound, I think, or whatever, bag of sugar that I've had for 3 years now, and I don't put it in anything. But everything you buy, like pasta sauce, has sugar in. Bread full of sugar. Like, all these things have sugar in.
No, the pasta itself is,
What?
the pasta itself being carbohydrate.
Yeah, starch. Yeah. It turns it into sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, but I don't add this, and I will occasionally have chocolate, but it's rare. I think the last time I had some chocolate was shortly after Aaron was last year, because I had some with him, and then I ordered something after that, a month or two after, but I haven't had it in over a year.
If you like chocolate, you should eat 85% or more dark chocolate, and that's actually good for you to eat in moderation.
Oh, I like chocolate, but it's things like that, and candy. I rarely have candy as well. Like, these are things that I just never. I naturally don't eat. And cake too. I sometimes will have cake. Like, I'll buy the Tesco carrot cake, which I like, and I only buy it occasionally when it's cheap. Last time I had it was, I might have bought
slice or a whole cake.
I buy a whole cake. I don't buy a slice.
Oh, I don't know how they sell it.
Well, it's a cake this size,
right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's a small cake. So, and I don't even know if I had one for I usually buy something on my birthday. I don't think I had one this year. I think I had one last year. That's probably the last time I had any cake. Cookies, I don't, or biscuits, as you call British people call them. I don't eat that stuff. Other than that, I did in the hospital, because they would, when I was in the hospital last, they would give out like the 2 ginger biscuits.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I thought those might be good, because I need something in my belly to take medication. So I've got to get into a habit, like at 8 o'clock at night, not to eat food, but to eat something like that, or get some graham crackers or something like that, and just eat cream, a couple crackers or something like that, something that's in my stomach, but rather not a meal at 8 o'clock at night.
Some apple.
Maybe too acidic at times.
Mm,
That's the thing. Like,
I mean, it's crazy though. Some things, it's like a beer. You have one beer. It's equivalent to eating 7 slices of bread. And it's crazy, isn't it? When you think about it. Yeah. Which is about, I used to drink a lot of beer. I think that explains a few things.
I bought some, and I had some, and I still got a couple bottles around, and I have that's the first beer that I think I had since before I moved here. That's the thing. So I had one beer, and I think I had 2 ciders in the last month.
Well, I'm going to have to go, I'm afraid. It's time to take the little man out. And what I mean by that, I mean Elvis, before anyone gets a... Sorry. Oh, dear. Right, yeah. Yeah, we got to go out. I've got to watch out for our resident deer as well. So, you're the host, Sean. You can wrap up. Just a couple of comments. Sugar spoils tea and coffee. And Helen says, I have so many cravings now. So
yeah, let's say I get the things that I get cravings over is never I do and will get craving over Pepsi if I start drinking Pepsi. But that's the only thing. Anything else that I get cravings for is like meat, steak. I think I get cravings for that. Like right now, I could devour like a huge steak easily because I have cravings for steak.
Completely live without red meat, to be honest. I have no.
I can't.
Makes me, unless it's in a good burger, fine. That's about it. But steak or something like that, the smell of it cooked. No.
Oh no, I that's the one thing. If I can start affording better food, is I'm going to start adding red meat to like steak and stuff like that, because I do crave it, and I think it's because I'm craving protein, because I'm not getting enough protein.
Well, there's good ways to get protein and cheaply. Tofu, very, very good. Good protein.
It's not
cheap.
steak. It's not.
No,
steak.
but it's a starting point.
But you got to cook it with something. You got to give it a flavor. You got to cook it with the flavor. So I'll cook a steak and put some tofu around it, and that'll be okay.
Yeah. I guess they're laughing at me taking out the little man. Yeah. So
bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.